I'm Rob Licuria, Senior Editor at Gold Derby, here with Jude Hill, who plays Buddy in Belfast. Jude, this was your first role in a feature film. You're still so young, so I can imagine, it was just a thrill for you to get the role, but I'd love for you to talk us through how you landed this role as a young Kenneth Branagh.
Well, initially I sent through a self-tape because I do speech and drama lessons every single Wednesday, and I've been doing them for years now. And every month or so, a self-tape comes through. And with this month, it was Belfast. So I sent through a self-tape, and then I got accepted to do a callback. And I did about 5 or 6 callbacks after that. And the last 2 callbacks were actually with Sir Kenneth Branagh himself in real life. And I was quite nervous before meeting him, to be honest, but he makes you feel so chill, and he's a really down to earth, really nice person.
Like, that's an amazing story in itself, similar to, a lot of other young actors I've spoken to. Your first major role, and you land a role in a film like this, so high profile. How did you feel when you actually were told, you've got the role, you're going to play Buddy?
Well, I remember one day, it was just normal school day, nothing special was happening. I woke up and an email came through and my mom showed me it. And I read the first sentence, and then I ran around my house screaming for about 5 minutes. And then I calmed down and went, and with that came the list of actors that would also be starring in Belfast and the script. And the first time I laid eyes upon the script, it was just a beautiful script, because I love analyzing scripts and just working them all out. And this script was just so special. And for a place that's very near where I live, it was just amazing.
Yeah, it is kind of close to home, isn't it? Like, obviously you're from Belfast, I think that's correct.
Just I'm about 40 minutes from
a little bit outside, that's right. It's like not exactly in the center. And so what was your family's reaction? I mean, was your mum in tears? Like, she must have been so happy for you.
Well, my mum and my dad are very, very supportive of me. And yeah, every single time we watch the film, we both cry, even though we've seen it like maybe 5 times now, and we both cry our eyes out. And yeah, my mum and dad are very, very supportive, and I couldn't make it here without them.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I, as a parent, if I heard my son say that, I'd probably be crying right now. It's such a wonderful thing to have your kids do so well and be so happy in what they're doing. Did you ever expect, and did your parents ever expect, this film to become such a massive popular success with critics and audiences? Because people just love it, don't they?
Well, my mum and dad knew every single actor, and they knew sort of what the story was about. So they were just amazed. And yeah, we got straight in to the script, analyzed it, and we'd broken down all the characters. And yeah, they're very supportive.
That's good. So not only are you in a film written, directed by Sir Kenneth Branagh, who I've met him, he's just a lovely man. He's so talented. It stars like lots of great actors, but the 4 main cast, I mean, like Katrina Balfe, she's a superstar. So is Jamie Dornan. And then you've got Ciarán Hinds and Dame Judi Dench. Like, were you pinching yourself when you first got to set and you're seeing these legends and icons?
Well, the first time I met them, they were all sitting around a table. And as soon as I walked into the room, something clicked. And they're all really, really nice people. And they're my best buddies at this point. And they're really just nice, down to earth people. And yeah, making a film is a team effort, and we couldn't have done it without them.
Yeah, that's a really good attitude to have, I was just thinking, actually, you just got nominated not long ago for a British Independent Film Award for Breakthrough Performance. So congratulations on that. You must have been very excited.
I am very excited.
That's like the first nomination, and you'll probably get lots more as you grow in this industry.
Like really.
So, what does it mean to you that your performance is receiving nominations and you're getting all this positive attention? The critics are really impressed with you. Do you ever read that kind of like reaction to your work, or do you stay away from it?
Well, I personally stay away from it just so it's not really an ego boost or I get too big headed. And my mom and dad all look at that stuff and they run all my social media platforms. And yeah, I don't really look too deep into it because I'm just really happy that everyone's loving the film. And I think Kenneth Branagh really deserves it since he put his blood, sweat, and tears into making this.
He really did. Kenneth Branagh has made some wonderful films over the last few decades, and I think this is the film that we'll probably most remember him for. And I hope everybody gets to see it because it's just such a feel-good film. I remember when I was watching it, I was like, yes, go to Sydney. You should definitely go to Sydney as a family. It's a great place to live. So, there are parts of the film that are quite challenging and they're slightly stressful. There's a bit of violence in the film, obviously, because this depicts the troubles in Belfast in the 1960s and 70s. What was the most challenging or difficult film for you personally to get right that you found quite difficult to do?
I gotta say, one of the most hardest scenes was probably the scene where Buddy breaks down and yells, "I don't want to leave Belfast." And initially, in the script, it was just off the bat, Buddy starts screaming and yelling. But Jamie Dornan and Katrina Balfe did a bit of improvisation and just about the house and stuff. And they're amazing improvisers, amazing actors, and I couldn't have done that scene without them. They really, really helped.
Yeah, that was such a great scene. Yeah, that made us. I think we were tearing up then too. I'd like to talk about each of the four main cast members that you worked with. So, Kieran Hines plays Buddy's grandfather. I found your connection with him and Buddy's connection with his grandfather really touching. That's probably what hit me the hardest. What was your favorite thing about working with Kieran?
Kieran is just the nicest man you will ever meet on this earth. He's just so kind-hearted and he's a really, really nice man. Also quite funny at times on set. And he plays Pop so well. And it was like the role was just meant for him.
Did he do any, who was he a prankster on set, or did he ever crack jokes and stuff like that?
I gotta say, Judi Dench was probably the prankster on set. Every single second, you were baited into an inappropriate joke, and she was honestly having Judi Dench as my grandma was just a dream come true. And I didn't believe it once I read it on the email that she would be playing my grandma, and that's just mind blowing. And she's very, very funny, and she's a really, really nice woman as well. She's great at what she does.
Oh, she is. A lot of people probably wouldn't believe you. They'd be like, no, Judi Dench, she's a serious actress. Like she would never crack jokes. But from what I'm hearing, she was probably a real riot to have on set. Like, is there an example of something really silly or funny that she did?
I gotta say, it was in one of the scenes with, I think this actually, yeah, it made it into the film where Buddy and Pop are having a chat about Buddy's crush, Catherine, and Judi Dench is in the background, and she was just supposed to be there saying nothing, but she cracks out and says, "Woman can beat your head in too, mister." And that made everyone on set crack up, and she's just a really, really funny woman.
That is so good. I love that. What about Jamie Dornan? He plays your dad on the film. What was he like to work with? What was the best thing about working with him?
I think, yeah, I do slag him off a little bit. It's, yeah, just I take the hand out of him sometimes and just sort of make fun of him. But that's how people from Northern Ireland sort of show love to each other. And yeah, me and Jamie Dornan, best friends, although we both do slag each other off a little bit. But he's a really great actor and he played Pat wonderfully.
He is. I love everything Jamie Dornan does. He's a fellow Northern Irelander like you, and it's important that you slag each other off. Australians are like that too. We are like, you'll probably, I will say something really mean to my best friend, but we know that we love each other. Like that's how we talk. And I think that's what you're saying, right? You and Jamie can have that repartee, but you're still good buddies.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I like that. And then finally with Katrina Balfe, she plays your ma. Obviously, a young boy's connection with his ma is super important. And this film goes to show how Kenneth Branagh's connection with his ma growing up, how critical it was to him growing up. What was it like working with Katrina?
Katrina Balfe is just amazing. That's the only word for her. She was the best like on-screen mum that you could ever have. She played the role wonderfully, and I think Matt and Buddy's connection as mum and son is very iffy at times, but you know that deep down they love each other.
Absolutely, and we got that through and through in this film. My final question, Jude, is now that you've been in this huge movie as your debut in a feature, do you have much else coming up? Are you thinking about what you want to do next? Do you want to just keep working really hard as an actor? Is that something that you want to do now for the next few years?
Well, since Belfast, I've actually done 2 productions, and one of them is Mandrake, directed by Lynn Davidson. And in Mandrake, I was the son of the main protagonist, and working on that was a thrill because it's sort of a horror, like killer film, and it was quite scary at times on set, but the other actors were really, really nice behind the mask. And I've also done a short series called Magpie Murders, and it's releasing soon actually. And I play the victim of one of the murders, and I gotta say it was pretty cold that day because I had to drown in a lake. It was pretty cold, but I had so much fun with the other actors on set.
That sounds like fun. I think that's cool. Yeah, okay, you had to be murdered, but that's all right because it's just acting and you got to drown in a lake. And who gets to say that? That's so cool, man. You know what? I really loved your performance in this film. I think this is probably one of my favorite films of the year. And I really just want to congratulate you, the whole cast, and thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.